AITAH for saying no to my fiancé's idea for an international bachelor party. AITA for saying no to my fiancé's idea for an international bachelor party. This is a long one, but I really need help. Me, 25F, and my fiancé, 26M, are getting married in October. We are both young and he is just starting his career and I'm in nursing school with a part-time job. We do well enough, but by no means are we living the high life. With the wedding in October, we are already penny pinching to be able to have a very small and intimate wedding reception in which we are going to be paying more of the bigger expenses, though we do have some financial support from my family. My family is not in a position to help significantly and is the reason we are paying for most of the expenses. I've always wanted a small wedding and wanted to do something super affordable considering how expensive weddings can be. I am already looking at prices of things and thinking how we will even be able to have a small reception. We have a friend's backyard for the venue and we would just be covering all the smaller details, food, decorations, tables and chairs, etc. I am not sure if he even realizes how expensive just a small reception is going to be. With that being said, he brought up the idea of an international bachelor party way before our engagement and honestly I shrugged it off. He recently and with two of his guy friend who would be groomsmen brought the idea back up, but on a more serious note as they had been discussing the idea more. I got a little irritated realizing the idea was being a little more elaborated upon. My fiancé and his group of guys, about 5 to 6 others, go on an international trip at least once a year. It has been a long ongoing tradition that they have been doing for several years. It is just the boys, even if they have girlfriends and their GFS, have never been invited for these trips as well. They plan it out at least 6 to 12 months in advance and always make wonderful memories. I love this idea and he even went on one while we were just dating last October of 2023. During those years, most of the guys have been single or dating, which made the travel a little easier with responsibilities. This tradition is one I'm sure will continue even after all of them are married. One of the friends is married and his wife was pregnant with their first child, in school, and close to her due date, and he eventually cancelled last minute to take care of her. Which seems like a no-brainer to me, but to each their own. Part 2 in comments. Now, it is May of 2024 and we are planning on getting married in October of 2024. We are already tight on money and he wants to plan a trip overseas, most likely in Europe or Japan, where tickets are usually $1,000 plus, and I won't even bother to mention the cost for accommodations, fun, food, etc. We haven't even planned for our honeymoon or taken an international trip together, and he is already talking about taking this kind of trip with his boys sometime between June to October of 2024. I feel it is a selfish decision considering the expenses we need to pay prior to our wedding and honeymoon and our lack of experiences like that together. Now he wants to do another not even a year after their last one while we have huge expenses to think of. It upsets me think his guy friends would encourage it as well considering how quick the date is coming up and we don't even have half the stuff taken care of. I brought the topic later once we weren't around his friends. He seemed upset that I would feel opposition towards the idea knowing he loves to travel abroad quite frequently and couldn't really give me a straight answer on why he would think that would be a good idea. He questioned me about what I would think the ideal distance would be and I said even within the US and going out of state would be fine, but that an international trip seemed a bit much. He wasn't really receptive to that idea and the conversation just fizzed out and we haven't revisited it since. I just need to know if I'm not being reasonable here. Am I the asshole for saying no to an international bachelor party?